Well, hey there everybody, welcome back to Volunteer Tip Tuesday. Today, I've got a tip for you that I think if you will apply this, it will make you far more effective as a small group leader. Hey friends, I'm reporting to you guys from the lake today. It's September in Michigan and it's a beautiful day to be out on a paddleboard. If you're watching this in the middle of winter and you're in cold and snow, I apologize. This tip specifically applies to small group leaders, and so if that's you, check this out. It's called the 80-20 rule. Now, this is probably not the 80-20 rule that you're thinking of. I'm not talking about the Pareto principle 80-20 rule. I'm talking about what I'd like to call the small group leader 80-20 rule. Here's what it says. The 80-20 rule essentially states that you as the leader should be only talking for 20% of the time, and the students in your group should be talking for 80% of the time. 80 represents the students talking, 20 represents your talking as the leader. See, I used to think the opposite. I used to think that as the leader, I was supposed to talk 80% of the time, and the students were supposed to talk 20% of the time with a few discussion questions. But I would like to propose to you today that we flip-flop that as the leaders of the small groups, we're only talking 20% of the time. If it's a group that you're like the only teaching content is happening in the group, maybe you want to talk 25 or 30% of the time, but really talk less as a leader, and I believe you'll have more impact on your students. So to put this very simply and very practically for you, if you want to be a better small group leader, you need to talk less, not more. You need to talk less and listen more. So here's what I want to challenge you to do. If you lead a small group of students, is figure out how to become a master question asker rather than a master question answerer. Like, so many of us think we need to be like the Bible answer men and we're there to answer all the kids' questions, and yeah, sometimes we are there to answer some of the students' questions, but honestly, if we can become masters at asking questions that are going to force students to think about things and process things and question their thoughts on things and help them to think through their faith, man, that is where they're going to learn and grow the most. See guys, back in the day, I was just convinced that I'm supposed to talk. And I actually remember several moments when I was a rookie at leading a small group where I was getting mad at my guys because they wouldn't stop talking. They wouldn't shut up. And I almost quit because I'm like, I can't get these kids to stop talking. But what I've learned is that it's actually far better for me to talk less, for them to talk more. Now, I'm not just saying they talk for 80% of the time and I just sit there and let them talk about whatever they want. What I'm talking about is if we could learn to become masters at facilitating a conversation where there's authentic, real conversation happening and we're just getting that discussion going and then keeping that discussion going, that is when we become masters at leading small groups. So there's definitely an art and a skill to this whole thing of talking less and facilitating conversation in a way that will actually lead to real conversations and real engagement from students, and then ultimately real relationships between the different people in the group. And there's lots of skills to that, which I'm going to talk about in the next couple of videos. But for today, what I want you to remember today is the 80-20 rule, which says you want to try to get students talking 80% of the time in your group, and you as a leader talking for 20% of the time. You want to try to talk less so that you can listen more. You want to make it your goal to become a master question asker, not a master answer giver. Do those three things, and I think it'll help you this week as you lead your group. Thanks for watching. This is Volunteer Tip Tuesday. Have a great week. See you soon.